Day 6.
Day 6, day 2, if you look at the teaching.
Yes, day 2 of teaching.
Day 6.
That was our first day of really photo walking. So,
Photo walking.
So let's start always, I think, from the beginning.
In the beginning.
We had soupy yogurt today.
Today was Super Yogurt Day.
Yeah.
It was not our best yogurt day.
Well, George is out of town. He just got home. Just talked
So
to
that
him.
means tomorrow we get good yogurt.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The other one's set up. No, we have good yogurt in there right now.
Okay.
But so another guy made yogurt for us, and he brought it, and it was just like water.
It didn't
milk.
taste bad.
It still tastes like yogurt. It just didn't have that
just
thick.
was.
So, but that didn't start us off bad. What started off bad was Amanda was still
She was still ill.
really ill today.
Yeah, actually was not.
Yeah.
She was pretty sick.
Yeah. So it wasn't like she's life-threatening or anything. She just doesn't feel good.
Yeah, which is super easy to have happen here. So we asked her, do you want to go? Do you want us to lock you in the flat here? So we ended up locking her in the flat.
And she slept.
And she slept all day long. So that was kind of sad because today she was teaching one of the big sections of our lesson that she had really prepared a lot of extra kind of stuff.
Yeah, she put extra time cutting shapes out.
But
so
she needed it.
We decided today not even worry about it because we knew we were going to come back to make sure she had lunch. So we just took an Uber this morning,
Which was nice.
It was very nice. It was a premium Uber.
And
Which I don't get, because every premium Uber it's the Suzuki Swift, whether it's
the same Uber no matter what.
Yeah.
I think premium just means
his seats have tears in it or something.
or he's done 300 drives or I don't know what it is.
Because there was nothing premium about this Uber.
It didn't smell like urine though, so that was
maybe that's what
a
it
little
is.
more premium than the other.
So yeah, I'm thinking that's the premium part. The no smells. But the ride. So this morning was one of those mornings I told you when we got on the bridge that I went. I feel like I felt 2 years ago, to where this morning maybe it was we were tired, we were without Amanda. That was depressed.
It was depressing.
But maybe it was because of the Uber we rode, because I was front seat and I could look out my window. In the bus, you're kind of hanging on and going, getting jerked around. But today I was able to just watch that sea of humanity.
Yeah.
And it kind of put me back into that place of like, there's a lot of problems and it's hopeless. Whereas I think why we were excited about India this time is when we came, like we were going, things are changing. At least where we're living around here, it's changing. Which is a good sign, I think, even for those areas that haven't changed. But when you see how many people there are, it's like, how do you fix it?
How do you help? And also, it was really, really smoggy today, and the day before too. But today, I mean, you could not see when we were on that bridge.
It was as bad as the worst at my house, the car fire.
Right?
Yeah.
Like literally, we were on the bridge, at the edge of the bridge. That's as far as you could see.
Yeah.
I've never seen like a city so smoky and polluted.
And it was just pollution. That's all it is. There's no fog. When you hear people talk about fog in Kolkata, no fog.
It's just pollution.
Smoke.
So, like, instantly you go outside, what's the first thing you do?
Cough.
So that, in between just being... And it was really busy today. Like, everywhere we went, there was a lot of people. And, we think of, like, oh, the store was so crowded today at home, right? I couldn't find a spot to park at the Galleria. No. This is just humanity.
There's two things going on. Tomorrow is a holiday, some president's birthday, and then this weekend is Republic Day. It's like their 4th of July. And even George said, a lot of tourists coming into town. That Howrah Bridge, we were driving, it was a nonstop stream of people heading to Kolkata, just both sides. And we're not talking like, oh, look, there's a few people. Like nonstop, a half a mile long bridge.
15 wide,
just,
right?
Yeah.
Like the Crusades.
Bring us your tired, bring us your poor, bring us your huddled masses, and there they were coming.
It's crazy. Then driving to that bridge, once you get off the bridge, both ends of it.
I think I read somewhere like 3.5 million people every day cross that bridge.
They're all by car, foot, and bus.
Yeah.
All right, it's day 2 of class, and what we're doing, we're just waiting for our students to arrive right now here at the school. It's 7:30 in the morning. We're going on a photo walk first, and then we'll do a class, and then we'll actually today we got to go back to our flat in Kolkata because Amanda isn't feeling well. We want to bring her some food. She actually stayed back for this morning session. She'll probably come with us this afternoon, but we're excited about these kids coming today. We're going on our first photo walk. We have everything set up here. I'm swing over, doing a little quick lesson on love and what love means before we start. We're doing all the cameras there, everything's ready to go, so we're just basically waiting for the kids to arrive.
Wow. So yeah, we got to school and we get there early. We had a student waiting for us, which was great. I always love to see when they're there early.
Yep. Who was there early? Nandini?
Dipti.
No, Dipti wasn't the first one there. She was later.
Really? I thought it was Dipti that was standing there.
It was Nandini.
Whoever it was, we had a kid waiting there.
Yeah.
And
Which was good because we didn't have Amanda, so I was able to go, Dipti, who's that? Because usually you and I can go like, Amanda, who is that now? We're almost there with the names.
Amanda's great with names, and that was the first thing I said to you when we walked up to school. We're in trouble. We don't have our name translator here.
But I think I've got about 80% of their names down right now. There's just like 4 girls that to me, they kind of look alike.
The same. And they're all like Afron, Azul.
A lot of A names.
Yeah, it's all like that. But so they got there, and we did a little lesson, just a quick little overview, and then we did a little lesson on our theme today.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool, theme of love, and just found out, what they love, and talked about how that works well with photography.
Yep. Then we took them on a walk down to the river. The road that's right next to the school takes you right to the river, and there's like a Hindu temple-y type thing.
It sounds like it's a lovely road to the river.
The first half of the road, there's a couple other schools off of there, and it's just chaos and cars and people going in and out and yelling. And once you go under this bridge that kind of with a flyaway, it gets quieter. So, and it's because that leads to the river. Everybody bathes in the morning, so it makes for good photos because I love like the bathers. They're not coming back. They're dressed again, but very traditional looking people. And I think that's as photographers what we want. We don't want to see Indians in Western clothes. We want to see them in the saris and yeah. So we walk down the river.
And then we walk back from the river.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting, like going on the first photo walks, just trying to figure out how do you corral these kids, right? So you got 15 kids, and we look at it from a very Western perspective, at least I do, of, okay, we got to keep control and maintain, these kids in our arms to kind of, but the thing is, I think we realized, probably during one of our last photo walks last time, and then I think we've been better this time, it's just like, these kids walk these streets every day, right? Let them walk. They have street smarts where we don't.
Here was the funny thing. I called Vanessa right before we left. When the last few kids were coming through the gate, you saw me down there, like, hey, here's kids coming through, just saying good morning to her. And I'm like, okay, I got to go. We're getting ready to go on our photo walk. You know what she said to me? Did you get all of their permission slips?
Yes.
Yes, they have their permission slips. Oh, my goodness. Like, I can't even imagine, like, American kids. They would just all be dead.
One of the things that I said to you when we were driving the Uber today was there's no way that we can explain what we're seeing outside the windshield.
No.
Unless you're experiencing it. Like I can say, yeah, it was crazy. There's so many people. You just can't experience it. Even the videos that we've taken, it doesn't show the chaos.
When you're on a 2-lane road that's supposed to be just one way, 2 lanes, and there's 6 cars wide, and they just funnel like this and in and out, and they have to funnel because a guy decided to set up shop in one of the lanes, and there's a guy coming with a bicycle.
And there's a cow sitting
and a cow, and so we got to funnel down. It's literally just beep, 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 but nobody hits it.
It works. Except for the car that hit the curb directly in the back of your heel. But
Yes. Yeah, that was crazy getting off from the station today and walking.
that was yesterday. But
Was that yesterday?
yeah.
Okay.
But
That's right, we gotta
what
drop
I was
right
going
in
to
front
say
of
is, you know, you can't explain that. So, like for the kids, when we say they have street smarts, I can't explain why that's an incredible thing, because just try walking with 15 kids down the street is hard enough at home.
Yeah.
Okay, then you add in everything you just talked about, plus more.
Think of the busiest road that you live on, you know, that Highway 80 in Roseville. Like, taking your kid by the hand and going, okay, let's cross the highway this morning
That's
during
exactly what it's
traffic.
like.
Yeah.
But they're having a bicycle race at the same time, right? And on top of that,
Some kids stole some go-karts and they're driving them
They're
on
driving
Highway
them.
80 at the same time.
and some guy is herding sheep.
And there's just random
Down the
cows
center.
laying in lanes and no one can hit anything. Like,
That's what it's like walking 15 kids down the street.
yeah. And there's no police.
And you know what?
I mean, we see police, but I don't know what they do.
We're not joking about that. That's the funny thing. It's like, that's true. It's truly what it's like.
Yeah.
And there's no way that I can tell somebody that without them going,
Sure. Yeah, you're just exaggerating, and there's no exaggeration. And that's why at night I think we're so tired. You are on such a heightened alert when we walk. It's hard because we're going in and out of
And nothing's like a nice smooth sidewalk either.
No. You can't not pay attention. You're going to step in a manhole. You're going to step into a sewer. And speaking of sewer, outside the school, I'm not kidding. That rat was like that big. It looked like a gray squirrel without a tail. Like, it's huge.
Or you're going to step in the cow dung or
Like you did yesterday.
human dung.
He just thought the road was wet. It was like cow diarrhea.
But it was so and I fall luckily, but my heel hit it. It was so slick. It was like I stepped on a banana peel.
But what's crazy? So this morning we walked through there, and like the pavement's dry. Like, how did it just go away? Because there's nobody coming to clean it.
Cows eating it.
So
we finished our photo walk.
Finished our photo walk. We did a little quick morning session, which was more of like, kids, show us your favorite picture.
Yeah, just a review.
Just to make sure, we wanted to kind of see, did they get the concept of Rule of Third? They did. A few of them
Most of them did.
are not getting anything, but there's always going to be those in your class. We went back.
So we took an Uber back home.
Yeah, to check on Amanda.
I made her a quick lunch and then took an Uber back to school.
Mm-hmm.
Which the nice thing is, so the bus cost us 90 rupees for the three of us to ride. Depending on how traffic is flowing, it costs us anywhere from 105 to 180 rupees to take an Uber. And most of the time it's like 130.
So it's either going to cost you $1.20 to go to school
or
it's
$2.
Yeah, so.
And it's a nice way to ride in comparison. No, it's not a luxury car.
No.
But sometimes the bus takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. We enjoy the bus for the experience of it, but yeah, the Uber's pretty nice.
For this.
And I actually, though, the only reason I think I'm more excited about the Ubers this year is the fact that the buses we've ridden on, we haven't had a seat yet because they're so full. And then even if you sit now, they have like stickers, so you can't see out. So you're missing, that's the beauty of like riding. And in the Uber, like today, I got to see everything.
In fact, I was just thinking about their advertising stickers on the windows. They're not like in the U.S. We have advertising stickers on a lot of buses where they wrap them, but they're the type of wrap that you can actually see through them. They're the little dots, right? So
These are
vinyl stickers.
No one needs to see out.
No. So we go back to school, and it's been just a blessing. The school feeds us every day that we're there for lunch.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
The cook Rita has been doing a fantastic job.
It's kind of a mixture between, it's Pan-Asian, right? It's like Indian, Asian cuisine.
Yeah. And I think you were saying it today. I think the problem last time, we were scared of the food, which is a good thing to be scared of. But this time, we felt like, we survived it, and we've just trusted her, and the food seems better, but it definitely tastes.
It's good.
It's amazing.
And they bring us a lot of water. We got these. They're more than 2 liters even. These things are big.
Yep.
These bottles.
Each one of us get one. So we always end up putting them up on the
we
little
share
shelf,
one and put 2 on the shelf,
and then the next day 3 more come.
which is great because
And they don't ask us; they just show up.
show
So
up.
it's like, oh no.
And scalding tea 3 times a day.
Yeah. But what's good is I realized today that Rita's making that tea now,
Mm.
and it's good. It's really good chai. It's as good as the Punjab chai.
It's good. It's good stuff. She's done us well.
Other than when they put it in the paper cups,
Yes.
to where the clay thing's hot enough, but you put it in a paper cup. You ever drank 300-degree liquid in a paper cup? Well, yeah. So right now we just got done, and the ladies brought us tea. Tea is very important in
It is.
India.
And you can't, we're actually walking out the gate right now because we're going to go just for a little adventure real quick. And you can't, if you turn it down, it's bad.
Yes.
Right? So she chased us down to the front gate and said, tea, sir, tea is ready, tea, come back. So we did, and we get these nice, kind of salty biscuits to go with our tea, which is
Yeah.
your biscuit arms, it says. Huh. It's your biscuit arm. Grab your biscuit.
So it's hard to grab because today, yesterday, I burned my fingers so bad on the chai.
You lost all your fingerprints.
Yeah, I have no fingerprint. My phone won't open by my fingerprint right now because I have no fingerprints left. At the same time, while you're trying to do this, ow, 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 somebody's handing you biscuits going, no, take some. I'm like,
Nice explosions going
Thanks, sir.
on.
Why not?
Uh,
Then we did our class.
Yeah, we did afternoon class.
Yeah, you did lines, and I did Amanda's shapes, and it ran well. It did really
Did
well.
great. The kids were involved. They understood it. It was animated, fun.
Yeah. Oh, so tell them what did Kushbu, when we got back, she used some big word about a fabulous time, or what did she say to you?
I had a most outstanding time taking the photography today.
Yeah. When we got back from the first photo walk,
Yes.
an outstanding time.
I had an outstanding time taking the photography. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we did our afternoon walk, and now that we're talking about Kushbu, you had a really cringy experience with her.
Yeah, it was.
She's the sweetest little girl.
Sweet little girl, but you don't realize the backstories.
I know she rides an hour to school on
A bus.
and one of the buses she said, because I'm like, "Did you go to the bus station?" She's like, "No, that bus." And it was one of those colorful
Gypsy
buses
bus.
that are right in front of the school. She's like, "No, that's right at the school. I get on it." And an hour.
It's not. I mean, that's hard to comprehend. This is a slight little girl.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that we do, we talk about these lines, right? We're talking about the different types of lines. You have horizontal lines, you have vertical lines, you have diagonal lines, and then you have a boom, which is, it's a leading line, something that I just pulled out of the air last time when
And the kids loved it.
the kids were struggling to get a concept. So, anyways, I was talking about a diagonal line with Kuzbu, and I had gestured. One of the things that I did when I talk about the lines in the class is I kind of use it as a karate chop. Like diagonal, and they all love it. It gets the action going. Well, she showed me the picture like they do 500 times a day. Like, sir, look at my picture, I said, Kuzbu, you did the. Well, when I did it, I swooped my hand up a little bit, so
Yeah.
it was more than just the diagonal line, and she just cowered on
Like
me.
you were gonna
She
strike
thought
her.
I was gonna smack her.
Yeah.
And in the instant, I didn't you're so taken aback, whoa! I just wanted to wrap my arms around this girl, pick her up and squeeze her, right? Because I got 2 girls.
Yeah, it's like I would never hurt you, which obviously
I
somebody
would,
has.
I would never want to
Yeah.
do that to her, right? And just the thought of okay, what has she been through in the past? Breaks my heart, first of all.
Yeah.
But it was almost shocking. Whoa! Would you think that I would do that to you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a mix. All these emotions were flying
Uh-huh.
through my head. But I was so surprised that it came across that way.
It just was her natural reaction because obviously somebody
Somebody
has
smacked
been
her.
striking her. Like just the same thing a dog would do when you
Yep.
grab something.
So it was.
Sad and it's a sobering moment.
It is. But we talk about the stories of these kids. They all have stories.
Yeah, and we've not heard them yet.
Not yet. We will.
We will. We'll get it.
Life is not easy for any of these kids.
No.
Not at all.
So we photo walked around this complex that used to be the rail workers' like quarters, which are, you said it best, it's like some tenement, and they're all red brick, and it's a neat looking place. Very derelict though.
It's weird.
But weird.
Like I don't know how to
And it's a
feel
little
about
bit
it.
quieter than everywhere
do
else.
I feel like I'm unsafe?
Yeah.
Or am I safe?
Yeah.
I should feel like I'm unsafe the way it looks.
Because it's almost
but
like,
I'm
yeah.
really not.
It wasn't so crowded, and you're kind of like, why aren't people in here? Is it that bad? But,
Other than the guy telling me he's going to chop off my hand.
yeah.
So, I mean, I couldn't believe that. So, this guy, they have some scam artists, right? Religious scams that they do. So one of the things is they'll do something to you. Like the other day, a guy walked up and
Yeah.
mark on his forehead, right? Before he could even say anything,
Yeah.
he got a mark on his forehead. And the guy wants you to pay him. And so the same thing happened to me today. Like the fastest sleight of hand this guy did. I don't know how he tied this thing on my hand with one hand, but he went like, whoosh, put this bracelet on and instantly tied a double knot on the
Yeah.
inside of the bracelet, like where it was tight on my wrist. And it had a little, some kind of bead or nut on it. And he's like, 10 rupees. I'm like, how did that get there? And I'm like, no, I'm not paying you. He's like, 10 rupees. I said, no, I don't have it. 10 rupees. And he starts to get kind of animated. Well, pretty soon now all the kids are standing around. Not all, but all the boys
Yeah,
are standing
yeah.
there. They're like, ha, 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 laughing at me. And like, okay, what is this guy saying to me in Hindi? And they're laughing. And then some other outsiders come up and start like pointing and laughing. And he's like, 5 rupees. Give me 5 rupees then. I'm like, no. He's like, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. Like, I'm like,
And the boy
"Ooh."
said, I'm going to chop you. He said, you can chop your hand off.
Well, yeah, that was after. I'm like, what is he saying? Oh, he's chopping your hand off, sir. He's going to chop your hand off. And then he starts like, God is going to strike me dead. And he's like, 1 rupee, 1 rupee. And I said, no, I don't have it. I said, you take this back. I don't want it. Well, the thing was tied so tight the arm, he couldn't take it back
Yeah.
anyways if he wanted to. All right, so I finally just turned around and walked away, and he's still screaming and yelling. So I'm glad we went out the other gate because I saw him standing at the other one. But like, I could not get this stupid knot undone, right? So finally, I just
Yeah, you were like, snap.
I actually didn't even snap it. I got, and it was twine, so I couldn't stretch it. But I'm like molding my hand down to get this thing finally, there it goes. Oh, that's how my photo walk started.
I had a pleasant photo walk.
You were down there just,
Hey,
having fun
everybody,
with all the
look at
girls,
this. Yeah.
and then here I am with the guys laughing at me and getting my hand cut off.
Yeah. So, but the time with the kids is great. It's a great group of kids.
It really is.
We came back and we looked at about 2,500 photos,
500.
and most of them are just garbage. I mean,
Hey, but there's
some really gems in there, and even the ones I'm saying, I'm kind of going, there's garbage. It's because we were like trying to say rule of thirds, and they take a picture of this cup, and that's not exciting.
It's so funny though.
But they were getting the
Think
concept.
about this. Okay, we're saying, and I agree, right, the garbage thing. But think about this. These are kids that have never had any art instruction, that don't...
Never had a camera in their
This is
hand.
the first, they've maybe had a cell phone thing, but they've never had a camera. We're giving them these cameras and expecting them to say, okay, you are the master at rule of thirds after 40 minutes. Be like me. I can take a great rule of thirds picture.
Yeah.
So, yes, they weren't great. Some of them were great. But, we have to remind ourselves to,
Yeah.
remember these are junior high kids who have never shot photography before, who are just having a ball.
Yeah.
So, we may get frustrated because they love the selfie. They like taking pictures of each other or something dumb.
So today at the end, they
But,
were like,
all
sir,
good.
where do we go on the next walk? Howrah Bridge? That's what they get. Howrah Bridge. So they're already lobbying for where they want to go the next one. So
What is our next,
it's Thursday morning.
but our next lesson is,
Joy, right?
yeah, photo walk is lines and shapes. So actually, it wouldn't be bad to
To do the bridge because the lines and
I don't
shapes.
know if we have time on a morning photo walk to do that, though, is the only thing.
I know, because
Because that's a pretty decent walk. We may be able to get partial of the way. We have to cross that busy road too, but
we'll see. Let's look at.
it's a road we can cross maybe next week. Honestly,
That's more of an afternoon photo walk.
It is.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that wouldn't be bad.
Yep. So we looked through the photos, got it down to some of our favorites. So tomorrow we'll actually pick our favorite for each kid to get printed and start printing those out tomorrow. Sometimes you got to look at photos and kind of pick. We'd pick, anywhere from 3 to 10 pictures for, we thought were good, and then sleep on it. And then tomorrow when we look at them with fresh eyes, it's going to be much easier to go, okay, that's their best.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we all agreed to do. Went back out to the Hard Rock, you and I, and had a burger. Which we were saying, it's weird to be like, oh, we're doing the American thing going, but no, it's just really nice this time to get one good meal every day that our bodies are going, okay, I'm familiar with that taste.
And that's a good burger.
It's exactly like you would get at a...
They have Heinz ketchup, not some weird Indian ketchup.
Great bacon. It's real.
Real bacon, real beef, real cheese.
Yeah.
Serving
The
real
buns are-
Coca-Cola,
Yep.
not thumbs up. A
Even
good
the guy, when he
bun.
brought us water, he's like, sir, I didn't even say anything. He's like, sir, this has been filtered, and
Filtered.
he's like, it's safe for you to drink. It's like, okay. Which,
And they put ice
in the Coke.
in the Coke.
Yes. So, it's all good. And it looks like Amanda's feeling a little better, Can't expect miracles, in a day, but she's definitely on the mend. And hopefully tomorrow,
Looking forward
slowly
to tomorrow,
ease her
ease into the
in.
day, and tomorrow night we're having dinner
Yeah, George
at
and
George's
DePauli.
house, so I always enjoy
Invited us
that.
up.
He's a great host, and we always have plenty of good stories from George.
Yeah. And if we're lucky, because he'll talk to us in the morning, then maybe he'll take us somewhere and show us around.
I'm sure he will.
And I'm sure that, yeah.
And I really appreciate that guy though, because like yesterday he calls me. He's on a 2-day vacation out in the Sunderbans, and he calls me and says, "Hey, just checking in on Amanda.
Yeah.
What can I do?"
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And tonight we saw him in the courtyard. He had just come home. He was talking on the phone. He says, "Oh, I'm going to come in to your house in just a minute." So he comes popping in the door like Kramer does, right? And he's like, "Amanda, how are you? Tell me your symptoms, and we'll diagnose." So
Yeah, that's just how he said it too. I will diagnose. What is your symptoms? And he's like, I think we just need another day of rest. Tomorrow, you're not feeling good. We will worry about tomorrow. We will get you some medicines. So,
But he's such a
it's
he's a good guy.
fantastic
He's
to
a
have
great
him.
guy to know.
So, well,
Good day.
it was a good day.
It's
It's what we came here for.
honestly, it's now that we've talked it through, it's a better day than I even felt like it was. It really was a good day. It's very successful.
And the great thing is that today we affected kids' lives.
We did.
And we know it because we're seeing our old students. We've met like 5 of them that definitely we've had an impact on their life.
Because they come back and they say, "Hello, sir." Like, and it's not like, "Oh, there's the teacher I had." I mean, it's very warm, and that's a good feeling.
Yep.
Knowing that they were shown respect, they were loved, cared for,
Yep.
and listened to. Something that they probably don't get all that often.
That's probably more important than photography
Way
for
more.
them to see that.
It's more important for anybody.
Yeah.
So with that,
We say
it's good night.
good night.